viewers, I hope you're fine. Wherever you are, welcome to Talk to Africa. My name is George. Yesterday, Uhuru Kenyatta gave his speech in Sagana for almost 24 minutes. I can tell you, 24 minutes thereabout. That speech was so different. It's a speech that a lot of people are waiting for, thinking that it will be a question of explaining why he disagreed with Ruto or maybe endorsing Raila Odinga. That speech was far from it. That speech by Uhuru Kenyatta was far from it. It was like he was giving his final speech in office. You know, if you listen to what Uhuru Kenyatta said, then you'll know it absolutely has very little to do with Raila Odinga and more to do with everybody. Uhuru Kenyatta addressed his deputy William Ruto and the leaders in Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta talked about this country and where we are coming from. Uhuru Kenyatta talked about the ills of this country. Uhuru Kenyatta caught a lot of people and he talked to the nation in general. I thank God that I listened to that speech. I thank God that I understood. I listened online. I listened as he was giving his speech, looking at his body language. And you may want to ask me, do you understand Kikuyu? The answer is yes. And I thank God that my third language is Kikuyu. And I'll tell you all about it. Before we go into the analysis of exactly what Uhuru Kenyatta spoke about yesterday, let us listen to some of the clips where he was giving out point by point, or the other way, some people would like to say blow by blow. Let's listen to what Uhuru Kenyatta said. But before we do that, please take this moment to like this video. Also, subscribe if you can, and hit the notification button so that YouTube will notify you anytime we produce such a program. Listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. I'll give you in bits. Listen to Uhuru Kenyatta.
Andũ a Meru nĩ mwetĩkĩra njarie Gĩkũyũ. Andũ a Embu nĩ mwĩga twarie Gĩkũyũ. Nĩ mũkũnyita ũrĩa ndĩramwĩra. Nĩ twaiguithania. Tuongee hiyo lugha, si ndio? Na ndio tuwe pamoja. Mimi haja yangu kubwa ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tukitoka hapa tutakuwa tukiongea na sauti moja na tukiwa na mwelekeo mmoja. Kwa hivyo tena nĩndamũgeithia mũrĩega rĩngĩ. God is good and all the time. Absolutely. Niĩ bata wakwa ũmũthĩ nĩguo nĩtwaranĩrie, twĩyũrie harĩa tumĩte, harĩa tũrĩ na kũrĩa tũrore. Ũcio nĩguo bata wakwa. Getiguo tondũ andũ matamenyaga kũrĩa moimĩte na harĩa marĩ na kũrĩa marorete matirĩkagia thabarĩ, na niĩ ndĩna bata tũrĩkie thabarĩ. Nĩguo njuge ti rĩa mbere gũkorwo tũikarĩte ta ũrĩa tũikarĩte haha mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Ndanamwĩta na ndinambĩrĩria kũmwĩta thabarĩ ĩno njikarĩte nĩ ũndũ wa kura cianyu gĩtĩ-inĩ kĩrĩa njikarĩte kĩa mũnene wa bũrũri wa Kenya.
Yes. Welcome to the Talk to Africa again. As you can see, Uhuru Kenyatta basically was very excited about the number of people who attended. In his thinking, there were like about 5,000 or 6,000 people who had to attend. But the place was over-flooded. He was excited that the place was over-flooded and even told the locals to come in and listen to what he's saying and to allow visitors at least to come in ordinarily. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta was very excited about that. However, he noted, but this is a small thing on the side, he noted, wow, I didn't expect this number of people. I may not be able to facilitate everybody, but whatever is there that I've earned, I'm going to share no matter how small it is. He observed the number of people who attended. Uhuru Kenyatta was very thankful. He was very happy about, the way things have been. He actually thanked those people who had come, and he was very, very excited. Well, what did he say? What did he say that actually, forget about Raila Odinga and endorsement of Raila Odinga for the moment. If you listen to Uhuru Kenyatta carefully, he was more concerned about where this country is going to go to, or where this country is headed. His politics is beyond the contest of 2022. His politics is beyond that contest by far. He is looking at the whole country. And by the way, he said that he would give the same speech, and I agree with him. He would give the same speech anywhere else in the country, even then though that he gave it in Kikuyu. And believe me, if you are born in Kiambu and the first language that you hear is Kikuyu, and you go to a school that teaches not only in Kikuyu, that teaches in the entire school is speaking Kikuyu. When you are in your social things, like you're playing football, you hear Kikuyu. In fact, I will tell you my name. My name was Kahoni. Kahoni. So anytime I would kick the ball, they would tell me Kahoni, Kahoni. So you find out what that means. That is not for today. If you listen to what he said, you really know he means it, and he means well, and he's taking this country very seriously. That is an Uhuru Kenyatta that I have never seen. If really this is what is happening with Uhuru Kenyatta, and I hear him being slighted by people, politicians, especially those from Central Kenya, then those MPs who call Uhuru Kenyatta names and do all those sorts of things and try and get in cheap politics in Central Kenya should stop and think again. Uhuru Kenyatta talked about peace. That was his core message. He wants to live a peaceful country, in a country that is developing on the track towards great achievements. He is very particular about it. And by the way, he talked about unity and BBI, now talking about peace. He talked about the handshake. In fact, I would say that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga went back to where the mistake was made in this country, where that unity was lost because of tribal issues and that contest, to try and repair that so that they can move forward. You see the way these guys are thinking. Uhuru Kenyatta is not your ordinary politician who was doing politics yesterday. And so, believe you me, that speech actually gave us a background and the secrets behind their talk. It's not about Raila Amolo Odinga. It's about this country. It's about repairing the mistakes that happened. Trying to help in the loss of lives and development that has costed this country because of cheap politics. I said he talked about peace. And peace being that every Kenyan can work in any part of the republic and still feel safe. Like I said in one of the earlier programs that I had done in this series, it doesn't make sense for us as Kenyans to be shutting our businesses in Kisumu, shutting our businesses in Eldoret, and going to the safer places where we call home, just because an election is around the corner. It's so bad. Like I told you, so one of the things that he's talked about is peace and unity, which is central in his speech, and it's dear in his heart. Peace and unity. A lot of people and politicians talk about, Raila should accept defeat and what. It's not about that. It's not about Raila, actually. It's about this country, where we've come from. peace has never been there in all the elections, even when Raila wasn't there. We've never had democracy, we've never had devolution, you know? So that peace was a key and a central message by Uhuru Kenyatta. I'll give you the second one before we go and listen to another clip again. The second thing that caught my attention was the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta was mad, at least then, even then, if he didn't show it publicly, about the lies that have been going on in this country. Lies that have been going on about development. Lies that have been going on especially in his central Kenya area or Mount Kenya. He was quite upset. And he noted that the majority of Kenyans that are being appealed to are the youth, the people who are born in 2008 and 2, who have just attained the age of the majority, who don't know where people have come from in terms of where we were in terms of development. Those people, especially in Mount Kenya, and by the way, I challenge you young guys, find out, it's in Nairobi, but you don't know where it is. Find out where a place called Kirungi is in Nairobi. If you do not know Kirungi, and you're now going to Google, by the way, I don't know even if you'll get it in Google, then I am a better Kikuyu than you are. But find out where Kirungi is. He was addressing you, the young people, who basically don't know even then where Kirungi is. They don't know what our parents went through to educate us, carrying those bags in their back and in buses and in everything, from probably even then Kiambu. Let's listen again a little bit more to what Uhuru Kenyatta said as we actually go step by step into this.
Kuma mohegete nende mwite guku maita meri makana mahene na ria mbere na nie tondu hatire itua inene njoyaga itekwamba kuga reke nyambe jariria andu aitu njumorie murona atia na riria riage ndamwitire guku riu ndi munene neguo kana ndi na giti kiria muhete ni riria ndokire kumuria uyu ni ariga tugeithanie na tugeithanitie neguo na turageithania ni undu wa thayu no ngioka kumuria ni muona ni sawa mwanjiririe atia gire toinyo mwanjiririe thie na mbere neguo gire toinyo mwanjiririe no kadekiri ohoro ucio ndehithite kana ngoiga ndokire na tugicirira o guku na record mundu enda kumiona ni etie guku na ngimwira gitumi kiria kiratuma nyone ni twagirirwo ni gwika uguo na mukinjira thie na mbere neguo ngicoka guku ningi o ringi ngiuga ni twiguithania kwi maundu matumaga tuhurane ngioka haha kumuhoya rutha hakuhi mwaka na nuthu na kindu hau mbere ya tuthie twambiririe thabari ya uthondeka BBI ino ndamwitire guku andu aitu kana ndiamwitire ni mwanjirire thie na mbere riu ni kumwariganirwo ati nigetha mucuragio kuria mwiragwo ati tureka maundu mutoi miaka iri andu magithiururuka bururi wa Kenya makiuragia murona atia tukiuma hau geta bururi wothe wa Kenya hakuhi mwaka mumwe muthiru ngimwita tucemanie Bomas.
Yes. Uhuru Kenyatta also spoke about continuity. He spoke about the fact, and it's a fact, that any project that was taken or that he took over from Kibaki, he has continued and finished those particular projects and achieved something new. How I wish, really, how I wish that governors would actually do that continue the projects of the previous governors, and like coming out and scrapping everything. How I wish that they would follow what Uhuru Kenyatta said, and that is the message to leaders. Like I said, he sent some messages to leaders. He said that he had finalized all the projects that President Kibaki started and achieved even more. He achieved more, yes, and he finalized. Remember the SGR? That was a grand coalition project. When Uhuru Kenyatta came to office, he actually said, at the cost of being called names, even by ODM team, that he is riding on their projects. He knew exactly what he was doing. He continued and finished the SGR. He may not have finished it to the level that he wanted, but at least it's done until then Mombasa or until Nakuru, you know. He continued those projects. Thika Highway, he continued them. Uhuru Highway, Mombasa, he's done it and added in other things. Open more hospitals, the expressway. And even then, if he was just given a little more time, of course, I'm not suggesting that he will be given, and he doesn't want to do it. Uhuru Kenyatta has shown leadership. He continued those projects, and if he was given more time, I'm sure he would do more. So he mentioned that. He mentioned continuity. And Uhuru Kenyatta also said that he had grown this country's wealth from the 5 trillion that he had gotten from, where he had received from, rather, he had actually taken over from Kibaki. From the 5 trillion economy that he took over from Kibaki to a 13 trillion economy that he's going to hand over, and I believe it's going to be to Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm asking myself a question. Will Raila Amolo Odinga be able to continue this trend? On a serious note, he has to really focus. And that message to Raila Amolo Odinga, and I said he had actually given everybody messages. He gave a message to the youth of this country and those, especially those to the Mount Kenya, to pull back and find out exactly what they are being told and the lies that they are being fed because of the propaganda. And this, by the way, this is the era of social media. And a lot of people, especially those people born, like he said, in 2002, think that anything that is carried in the social media and everybody who says is actually the truth. So the message to the youth was, listen to what your parents are saying. Find out where you've come from. See what achievements that we've made. And don't fall into the trap of lies. You know, that was the message to the youth. And generally the youth of the country. He said it to everybody because even those in Kisumu, he meant that. And that is why he said that his speech, he would repeat this speech in any part of this country. The message that went to leaders is that of unity and continuity of government programs. Cutting out all those competition, all those issues of tribal considerations, trying to show off and what have you. And just continuing those programs, which no matter what regime or what other person takes over. This is a challenge to Raila Amolo Odinga. It's a big challenge to Raila Amolo Odinga. He challenged Raila Amolo Odinga, unlike a lot of what people thought, that he was endorsing. Yes, he endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga and he supports him. But this is a challenge. Will you continue and expand the economy of this country and expand the peace of this country and also expand and get people along? You know, this is a big task. This is a big task and is a big challenge. It's a big responsibility. It's a burden on the back of Raila Amolo Odinga. I'll repeat. What Uhuru Kenyatta has done is a challenge to Raila Amolo Odinga and is a big burden to Raila Amolo Odinga that he carries for the sake of the unity of this country, especially those tribes that since independence, the Luos and Kikuyus, especially those tribes that have never seen eye to eye together. That was the message of the BBI that the speech by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta yesterday revealed. The challenge is to Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's continue and listen further to what Uhuru Kenyatta said. If we don't have a lot of time, I'll actually continue with this series. I may continue with this to finish out on what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's speech. Like I told you, that was not an endorsement speech. That is a message to the youth, to our leaders, governors, especially to Raila Amolo Odinga, and I'll tell you the message, which was very specific to William Samoei Ruto. Let's listen to these clips.